is taking this lightly.
Has Team Joanna desperate for answers?
It's very hard to watch my fighters lose.
Can former UFC champion TJ Dillashaw help take down Team Claudia?
I don't see any of us losing.
We're gonna get the first win.
Fight on! In this competition, it's never over until it's over.
An all-new Ultimate Fighter, Wednesday at 10 on FS1.
Luke just won't shut up, and now we're gonna fight.
You don't fight the best. Are you not the best? I fought you twice and you lost. Not every time, Dom. Check the record, bud.
Listen, I'll knock that smug look off your face up. I'm gonna beat him to the punch, and my hand will be raised.
I will stop Michael Bisping. He's gonna be on the floor.
Faber, he's just trash to me.
I'm gonna whoop you, dude. I'm built for battle.
I'm a better fighter. You fool, come get it and see what you're made of.
Undefeated Thomas Almeida. Undefeated Cody Garbrandt. Two unstoppable bantamweights collide. Plus, former champion Henan Barao faces the dangerous knockout power of Jeremy Stevens. UFC Fight Night, today at 5:30 Eastern on FS1.
I see myself finishing Brian any way that I want.
Hammer fist will end it. Aljamain Sterling.
Just going to put the pressure on him. He's a tough dude, but I know he has some quit in him, and I'm going to find it.
Aljamain Sterling clearly has no clue what he's talking about, because if you watch any of my fights, you see that I have one of the strongest chins in the entire UFC. Sterling's in for a rough awakening.
Trying to crank it. There's the tap. Brian Caraway has done it.
I'm super excited that Sterling has a perfect record, because I'm going to be the first guy that gives him his loss.
Brian's wrong to think that he's going to be the first guy to beat me. A lot of guys have tried, and a lot of them have failed, and I don't think this one's going to be any different. I'm going to show him why I am the new breed, and I'm going to be the next UFC champion.
Well, it is a huge night for the UFC Bantamweight division. It starts here with the UFC Fight Pass Prelims for the 5th time this year. Las Vegas, Nevada plays host to the UFC Octagon. Well, June 4th is a stacked Saturday on Fight Pass, starting off with an EFN card from mainland Europe at 11 a.m. Eastern. Then we'll have a Cage Warriors event from the UK. And then finally, the UFC 199 Fight Pass Prelims, Breeze versus Strickland, live from LA at 6:15 p.m. Eastern. All live, all exclusive on UFC Fight Pass. Well, many have proclaimed Adam Milstead to be the next big thing in the heavyweight division. Fellow prospect Chris De La Rocha expects to have something to say about that. Aiming to make an immediate impact at heavyweight, Pennsylvania prospect Adam Milstead brings a stellar record and 5 knockouts into his UFC debut against Chris De La Rocha. A late notice replacement in his first UFC bout, Washington's De La Rocha didn't get to show off his well-rounded attack against Daniel Omulanchuk, but he's got a second chance to make an impact here against the hard-hitting Milstead, and the stage is set for an exciting clash of the big men. Coming up next, Adam Milstead faces Chris De La Rocha. All right, Brian, we get the night started with the Joe Silva special, the heavyweight opener, Adam Milstead taking on Chris De La Rocha. Here is Milstead making his UFC debut at 28 years old.
An athletic heavyweight. He weighed in 235 pounds. He actually put on a little weight since his last contest. Before he entered the UFC, he weighed in at 229 pounds. I asked him, hey, are you an in-betweener? Are you a guy that could potentially fight at light heavyweight someday? He said, absolutely not. He said, look, I'm the heavyweight. He trains once a week sparring with Stephen Miocic, so he knows where he stacks up with the best in the world, and he brings a lot of confidence in this match with De La Rocha.
You see the 7-fight win streak for Adam Milstead. Only pro loss in his pro debut. He has been perfect since. Wrestling background, wrestled from the 2nd grade on. Actually, initially went to college to play football. Certainly an athlete, to your point, but a pipeline technician, 12 hours a day.
He slept for 4 hours a night for this camp and wanted this so bad, and this is going to change his life. In his opinion, he feels like he can get himself established in the heavyweight division. But he has a wrestling background, but the guy can strike. He's got good footwork, good strong base, and big power in both those hands. That's where he wants this fight to play out. He knows that De La Rocha is stronger on the ground than he is on his feet, so he wants to exploit that. It feels like his speed and power will be the key to victory tonight.
4 of Adam Milstead's 7 career wins have come in under 2 minutes. Says he always wanted to be a professional athlete. His UFC debut arrives here tonight in Vegas. So here's the no-nonsense Chris De La Rocha making the walk for his 2nd UFC appearance. Another guy who's still a developing fighter turned pro just a couple years ago back in 2013.
Certainly will. He had very short notice in his first fight in the UFC against Daniel Omulanchuk. Now has a full camp and talked a lot about that. To have all the time prepared. He left what was a very small camp and went to train in Vancouver, Washington with Rick Story. In fact, said Rick Story bestowed a lot of knowledge on him, especially in the wrestling department. Chris De La Rocha has good power in his hands, but where he has his best skill set is on the ground with his jiu-jitsu. That's where he wants this fight, where he can use his size advantage. Rick Story has been a huge asset to him, helping him to integrate his body boxing and help him to get guys on the mat and put them on their back.
Trevor Burnell, really the key factor for Chris De La Rocha in his MMA career. The guy who really he charged with putting all of his skills together. You know, here's a guy named De La Rocha who only started learning how to be a boxer back in 2009 and won a lot of grappling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments, and now still in that process of trying to put it all together. About a 2-1 underdog here tonight against the UFC newcomer. So De La Rocha with a contingent of family and friends here as well, very motivated to get his first UFC win here tonight. Got to get Brian Stan one of those Team De La Rocha t-shirts. All right, the heavyweights that enter the octagon. Here is your tale of the tape. Chris De La Rocha, 37 as of May 15th. Adam Milstead will be 29 on July 3rd. Both men 6'3" tall. De La Rocha weighed in 243 pounds, 235 for Adam Milstead, and Chris De La Rocha has the 4-inch reach advantage. And now for the official introductions for the first time tonight. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 7 wins, 1 loss. He stands 63 inches tall, weighing in at 235 pounds. Fighting out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Adam the Prototype Milstead. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter holding a professional record, 4 wins, 1 loss. He stands 63 inches tall, weighing in at 243 pounds. Fighting out of Washington, Washington, Chris De La Rocha. Already out to the games, our referee in charge, Chris Coyote.
Thank you very much, Vanessa Hansen. As we get ready to go, Chrissy Blair on hand as well. Round 1 of a possible 3 here in the UFC heavyweight division. Chris De La Rocha.
Hey, here we go. Hey.
And the UFC first-timer, Adam Milstead. The fighters touch gloves. We are underway. De La Rocha's in the black. Adam Milstead is in white.
Already some improved boxing from De La Rocha. Said he really wanted to establish his jab. These guys are chucking. This is going to last long.
Right hand landed flush for Milstead. Level change for De La Rocha. That did not work out.
And he is dropping bombs on De La Rocha right now. Good pass. De La Rocha does a nice job turning in, looking for the single leg, trying to get back to his feet. Well done from De La Rocha. Immediately, though, you can see who the better, quicker athlete is, and that is Adam Milstead right now.
Beautiful counter right hand from Adam Milstead.
Both these guys are starting fast. The adrenaline's high. They've got to be careful.
And
both these guys in danger, tiring out.
Milstead has already opened up a cut somewhere near this. Oh! That right hand right behind the ear landing for Milstead.
Oh, but he ate a quick right hand. Nice counter from De La Rocha. Countered that left kick straight down the pipe. Oh, and perfect timing on that takedown. But not able to hang on.
Good job by Milstead to get back to his feet. Gotta think he'll see a heavy dose of takedown attempts from Chris De La Rocha tonight.
Now, this is a fast start. De La Rocha, a big, heavy guy. You gotta wonder about his cardio here. He's gonna try and suck out that left leg of Adam Milstead and drop him down to the canvas. Milstead doing an okay job of defense here. He should be applying more pressure to the back of De La Rocha's head. If you can get your opponent's head lower than his hips, very rarely are you going to get taken down.
Milstead with a finishing rate of 100%, 5 wins by knockout or TKO. The other 2 by armbar and guillotine. Uppercut lands for De La Rocha, who is already wearing it 2 minutes into this one. Milstead just out of the range with that right hand. Careful.
And De La Rocha is settling in here nicely. You know, I wonder about his cardio, but you can see now, attacking the body well, establishing his jab, much better from his debut, which only lasted about 25 seconds.
Midway point of round 1, both guys have had their moments, but largely Milstead's hands have been the story early.
Milstead taking some deep breaths, standing tall now. Oh, but he counters with a beautiful right hand.
De La Rocha showing off an outstanding chin here.
Really surprised that Milstead's not throwing any leg kicks. De La Rocha keeps that left leg high and firmly planted in the ground. Ooh, nice left hook there from Milstead. Oh, and a gorgeous right followed up. De La Rocha may be stunned here. Smart of De La Rocha to clinch up there, regain his wits, slow down the pace of this fight for a second.
Under 2 minutes to go. What has been a very entertaining first round here between a couple heavyweight hopefuls. Adam Milstead making his UFC debut. Chris De La Rocha with his second UFC appearance.
And there's so much value. Getting that debut out of the way. Guys can settle in the fight so much more. They're not as affected by the adrenaline dump. this is smart for De La Rocha. Make Milstead carry his weight as much as he can. Wear down those arms, slow down the punches. We see a noticeable difference in where Milstead's keeping his hands. He's starting to drop them more and more frequently. And finally, with about a minute left, De La Rocha able to finish all his takedowns. It looks like Milstead's going to come right back up. Excellent work there from Adam Milstead. Nice elbow. Milstead pushed away with those forearms and swung it right across.
De La Rocha firing right back to the body, showing off some serious toughness here. 4.5 minutes into this one. Both guys wearing it as we wind down our opening round.
Oh, beautiful left hook there from Milstead. You can tell in all these exchanges, Milstead just has a real quickness advantage.
Good way to start the night here on UFC Fight Pass.
Let's take a look at some of the exchanges. There's that counter right hand we saw several times from Adam Milstead. Excellently placed right behind the ear. And just as De La Rocha was finally starting to get his timing, that's when he was finally able to change levels. With some really good quickness there from Adam Milstead in the exchange.
Double jab up. Yeah, double that jab. Double jab right hand. Come out of there swinging. And when you get the opportunity to throw those hands, let those hands go when you go. You waste a lot of hands, you turn around. When you're taking him down to get the fence, you got to pull him away from the fence, Chris. He's using the fence to buckle up. You got to pull him away from the fence when you're taking him down.
All right, let's take a look at that takedown again. Just as you're going to see Adam Milstead get his combination started, that is when De La Rocha goes ahead and he changes levels. Freeze it right here. Boom, look at that. You see the right hand coming straight through. But now watch, right down here as De La Rocha changes levels and is able to duck right under and finish that takedown. Well-timed and a huge advancement in the skills of De La Rocha. Really never even got started in his UFC debut.
De La Rocha 1 of 6, though, on his takedown attempts unofficially, of course, in round 1. Round 2 now, De La Rocha is in the black trunks. Adam Milstead is in the white. Striking advantage for Milstead in round 1. Both guys, though, landing at a pretty decent clip.
Beautiful uppercut, followed by a straight right hand. Milstead getting a second win here.
See these significant strikes thus far. Milstead with a slight advantage. And it's De La Rocha with a 4-inch advantage in reach. Having a hard time getting inside in the striking range.
He's just so young in his striking. He doesn't understand range. Oh, very nice combination there from De La Rocha. He's closing the distance for Milstead over and over again. He's getting into Milstead's range instead of maximizing the reach of that jab and keeping Milstead at the end of it. I do like that De La Rocha working the body a little bit. We haven't seen that from Milstead. Those body shots right there, they will pay dividends if this gets out of the second round. These punches are just bouncing off De La Rocha's head right now. But another well-timed takedown. I don't know if he's got the motor to finish it.
Once again, Milstead using the fence to his advantage.
Again, he defends well, but most guys prefer to push the head down in this situation instead of cross-facing.
Stay busy on the cage, guys. Stay busy.
De La Rocha taking a breather here. Now he's going to look to suck that left leg out. They call this running the fight if he can get it. He's got to put more chest pressure down towards the floor on the top of the thigh of Milstead. Nice elbows there from Milstead, making him pay. Huge hematoma now on the left-hand side of Chris De La Rocha's eye.
Chris. Now, keep going with that left elbow, left hand. Come on, champ. Let's go, champ. Right there. Get the hands moving now, Chris. Come on, champ.
Chris Tione intervenes back to the center of the octagon now. 2.5 minutes to go in round 2.
And another overhand right lands from Milstead. And that's just the coach trying to get his fighter to understand, hey, I know you're tired. You've been here in the gym for weeks. Now's the time to push. Don't leave anything out there. Don't walk back that locker room knowing you didn't get everything you have to win this fight.
Takedown defense holding up for Adam Milstead thus far. He has stopped 7 of 8 De La Rocha shots.
Now, Milstead's looking primarily to counter this fight. He should get a little more offensive. Now he's starting to let those hands go.
And here that straight right hand really stunned De La Rocha. What a chin on the San Jose native Chris De La Rocha.
And Milstead smells blood here. He knows he's got him stunned. You can see De La Rocha shakes his head in disgust. He's upset with himself for getting hit this many times. Milstead's exhausted. And now De La Rocha's got to attack the body.
Under 90 seconds to go in round 2. All action in this heavyweight opener tonight at UFC Fight Pass. Milstead finds the range again.
Gorgeous right-hand combination. Rarely see heavyweights that'll go right uppercut to right cross to right hook. Quick right hand possessed by Adam Milstead. How is he still standing?
Unbelievable. And there comes the stoppage. So the referee had seen enough. Quite the UFC debut for Adam Milstead.
Wow. De La Rocha not happy.
Well, you don't see that all the time, getting the stoppage where a guy's still standing, but a lot of damage inflicted by Milstead.
And the hands are down. Let's take another look at it. Just watch the speed on the right hand. And Milstead at the end was just whipping these punches as well. Now here's the end. Right hook, overhand right, straight right, left hook, another right hand. I mean, it's an absolute beatdown.
So Adam Milstead, once it's official, will improve to 8-1. Nicely done in the UFC debut. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Chris Dione has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 1 second of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, Adam the Prototype Milstead.
Mark Vegas here with your winner, Adam Milstead. Congratulations, you make good on the UFC debut. I know you've wanted to be a professional athlete your whole life. Got to feel pretty good to make the walk and come through here tonight.
Absolutely, it's a dream come true. I tell people all the time, I'm a blue-collar American just trying to make a living and live a dream. This is a dream come true, man.
Thought your athleticism really shined through here tonight. You got the hands going early. Takedown defense, though, a big weapon for you tonight. Stuffed 7 of his 8 shot attempts.
Yeah, I worked with some really good wrestling coaches. I got these 3 guys to thank for that one, too. Bob East, one of the best boxing coaches around. Mark Cherko, one of the best fighters I know. And then Bill Cassidy, thank you so much for being in the gym and pushing me every second of the way, man. Let me just say, I want to thank Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Thank you for being home for me. My hometown of Calvert County, Maryland. And big to be big man upstairs, I got to thank you. And, oh, yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend. So everybody out there, shake a veteran's hand. Let them know how much that you appreciate their sacrifice. I want to say thank you guys to all the men and women in uniform.
Nicely put, Adam. Go enjoy it. Welcome to the big show, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner, Adam Milstead.
Let's take another look at some of the handiwork of Adam Milstead. You know, a lot of people aren't going to like the stoppage, but that's not his fault. And, you know, certainly doing everything he can right here to get this fight finished. I mean, De La Rocha's chin, unbelievable. But good quickness for a heavyweight and a guy who really isn't that experienced. I mean, what we're seeing right now at Adam Milstead is not what we're going to see 2 years from now as he continues to grow, develop his technique. An excellent addition to the heavyweight division here and an outstanding debut.
So Adam Milstead, for everything he had at Chris De La Rocha, finally gets him out of there in that second round. All right, let's go backstage now. Megan O'Leary standing by with the UFC bantamweight champ, Miesha Tate.
Thank you so much, guys. Miesha, let's talk about this fight between Brian and Aljamain. How do you see this going down with Brian being such a big underdog? Do you agree with that?
Brian's always been an underdog. He's one of those guys that really rises to the occasion. I think people always tend to underestimate him, and they tend to underestimate me. So, you know, we're a comeback couple, and he's pumped. You know, as you can see in the weigh-in, this is the most focused that Brian has ever been. This is the best camp he's ever had, best weight cut he's ever had, and he's ready to go. Like, he's not playing games. Like, he's out there. He wants to prove a point. He wants to make a statement in this fight.
How do you keep him emotionally grounded throughout this process? Because there is hostility between him and Aljamain.
He's emotionally grounded himself. Like, he really doesn't need a lot. Like, he's focused. He feels good. We're happy. We're laughing. We had a great weight cut. You know, but when push comes to shove, you know, he's going to take a stance, and we're going to see that tomorrow night.
You know, when I spoke earlier this week to you, you told me about his weight cut and how this camp, the weight kind of fell off and it made things easier. Did that make the stress levels for him much lower than normal?
Oh, yeah. Brian likes to eat. He loves food. So that this fact that this camp we were able to eat a lot more just made the whole camp 10 times better. He was just in a happier spirit. We ate a lot of good fats, and the weight melted off like warm butter, so we couldn't have asked for anything better.
Right, we are so looking forward to this matchup. Thank you for your insight, Miesha. We appreciate it. Guys, back to you.
The weight melted off like warm butter. I like it from the UFC bantamweight champion. And everything that she said about Brian Caraway in this training camp mirrors what Robert Ball has told us. Brian Caraway is coming in about as motivated, hungry, and trained as he ever has in his career.
Certainly, I mean, he's been insulted. He's upset about it. He wants to bring the fight to Aljamain Sterling. He says when he watches footage of his opponent, he says this guy does everything he can to avoid a fight. He wants to make a fight a non-contest. He just wants to grapple in there. I'm going to get in his face, and I'm going to force him to fight.
On the other side, you have the confident youngster Aljamain Sterling, 26 years old, a perfect 12-0 thus far in his MMA career.
Well, former welterweight champion, his coach Matt Sayre behind him raves about this young man. Sterling walks in here confident. I mean, feels like he's growing in every single aspect, and doesn't just believe that Brian Caraway is going to lose to him. He believes he's going to be the future champion of this division. He's got that level of confidence, believes in his athleticism, and thinks that he's only going to continue to get better and better. But he thinks he's going to walk through Caraway tonight.
So the featured prelim here at UFC Fight Pass coming up in just a matter of moments. And here now, look at what is streaming now on Fight Pass. Where are they now? A new Fight Pass original series. Also tomorrow, we'll unveil a new episode of 2020 Bisping versus Silva. And then fastly coming up 6 days from now, Saturday, UFC 199 Fight Pass prelims featuring Tom Breeze versus Sean Strickland. UFC's digital streaming service is UFCFightPass.com. Sterling and Caraway coming up. Go nowhere.
Where am I now?
I was on season 3 of The Ultimate Fighter.
It's been 10 years since Tough 2. I had it all, and I lost it all.
The whole thing had kind of lost its flavor for me.
You know, I look back at that stuff and I kind of laugh about it.
The Ultimate Fighter was where I really learned about myself. I didn't really hate anybody. I just like getting up under the skin. Where I'm going, I don't know, just keep watching.
Undefeated Thomas Almeida. Undefeated Cody Garbrandt. 2 unstoppable bantamweights collide. Plus, former champion Renan Barão faces the dangerous knockout power of Jeremy Stephens. UFC Fight Night, today at 5:30 Eastern on FS1.
It is fight day, and coming up tonight, a main event with the potential to be one for the ages between unbeaten bantamweights Thomas Almeida and Cody Garbrandt. Co-main event, former champ Renan Barão moving up to featherweight to face Jeremy Stephens. Tarek Safady and Rich Story in a matchup of ranked welterweights. A lot of depth for the main card here tonight, coming up on FS1.
I thought Stephens was going to knock Barão off the stage yesterday. He's so fired up for this fight, and I'm anxious to see how does Renan Barão look at 145 pounds. Yeah. Can he return to form, and can he be a major factor in this division? And look, this main event is incredible. If this goes the distance, I'll give you my watch, John.
How about that? I'll take the watch. Main card coming up 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. Time now to take a closer look at one of tonight's headliners, the last man to walk tonight, Thomas Almeida.
With a performance like this, what do you want next?
The more undefeated wins you have, is there more pressure?
You were tested in this fight. Give us your thoughts on how that went.
Do you want to move quickly up the ranks and get, top-ranked fighters?
What was your game plan and your mentality against a guy who we all believe was going to try to counter your aggressiveness with aggression of his own?
You don't know how good a guy is till somebody drags him into deep water. That's the true test for a real fighter, and you see how good he is, and obviously Almeida did.
Ele era tipo de menino que não trazia desaforo para casa. Quando ele é desafiado, parece que brota dentro dele uma força sobrenatural, entende?
Thomas começou comigo muito pequeno, né? Ele tinha 13 anos, não tinha formação nenhuma em luta. Então acho que eu forneci a base do Muay Thai dele, né?
Quando ele resolveu profissionalizar, foi quando ele procurou e falou, pô, eu queria pegar pesado, esse é o que eu quero da minha vida, eu posso ficar lá com vocês direto, treinar com vocês e viver da luta. Eu falei, pô, vambora.
Antes de eu ser contratado, eu vi o UFC como um sonho bem distante.
We are ready for the UFC debut of Thomas Almeida.
O objetivo quando eu entro no octógono, com certeza, é a vitória. Do respeito ao adversário, dos meus limites, do limite do adversário. Mas eu sou muito focado, muito determinado.
O objetivo dele é realmente ser o mais traumático possível.
Thomas Almeida by knockout!
Thank you all for starting your night with us here at UFC Fight Pass. John Anik alongside Brian Stan. You know, Thomas Almeida came into the UFC with so much hype, so much expectation, and largely he's lived up to it and then some every step of the way.
You said it great. I mean, he's taken out excellent fighters, but he's done so in devastating fashion every single time. We always talk about his striking, right? Because that's where the most highlights come from. But the kid can wrestle, the kid can grapple, and he can scramble, which is very important in this division. When you look at the elite, when you look at the Dominic Cruzes, the TJ Dillashaw's, the Uriah Favors, this is the kid who athletically and technically, he can compete in that caliber, but he's got to get past Cody Garbrandt tonight.
He has been chasing this dream really since he was a teenager. Youngest fighter on the card here tonight at 24 years old. 4-0 in the UFC. He's won a bonus check after every one of those fights. It really seems to be the perfect test at the perfect time for Almeida. You know, wanted on that pretty cheap card, UFC 198, but this was a main event opportunity that, of course, he couldn't pass up.
Absolutely. You got to jump at those opportunities. And he's got to get used to, he's not only going to fight in Brazil, you got to get used to fighting overseas. That's a big part of this. For him to come to America, not fight in his home country, take on a guy who's hungry, athletic, and also undefeated in Cody Garbrandt is a massive challenge for him. Cody Garbrandt's quick, he's fast, he can wrestle, he can do everything and do everything pretty well. We got to see, can Thomas Almeida take on the whole package? Can he beat guys that don't just want to strike with him? Someone who's athletic enough to put him on the ground and maybe hold him there for a while.
Cody Garbrandt has been jonesing for a fight against a ranked fighter. He gets it tonight in our main event. Of course, you can see it on FS1. Well, we are 5 weeks away from International Fight Week 2016 and UFC 200. The action all starts here on Fight Pass Thursday, July 7th. Rafael Dos Anjos, Eddie Alvarez for the UFC lightweight title, live and exclusive on UFCFightPass.com. While the verbal back and forth between Aljamain Sterling and Brian Caraway is done, now it is time for two of the best bantamweights in the world to fight and state their cases for contention. unbeaten bantamweight contender Aljamain Sterling put on the full court press to secure a fight with fellow 135-pound standout Bryan Caraway. And tonight, he will get it.
My goal tonight is put a beating on Aljamain Sterling and walk away with the #1 contender spot.
I went to fight Bryan because I think he's one of the toughest guys in the division. I wanted to challenge myself. I think he's the guy to beat. I think he's going to put me in the line for the next title shot.
Currently ranked in the top 5 of the division, Long Island Sterling sports a perfect 12-0 record as a pro, with UFC wins over Cody Gibson, Hugo Viana, Takeya Mizugaki, and Johnny Eduardo. It is a formidable lineup, but the Funkmaster figures to be put to the test here by Caraway.
I asked to fight Bryan Caraway. Now I got him where I want him, and it's up to me to go out there and perform. I'm going to do everything in my power to go out there and get the finish and make a statement.
Caraway is an outstanding grappler whose 20 pro wins boast victims such as Eddie Weinland, Eric Gogito Perez, and Mitch Gagnon.
I'm going to make the statement to all the other bantamweights, all the other top 10 fighters that I'm here to stay, that I'm real, and I'm a threat for the title.
So how good is this? At 3:31 p.m. Pacific time, one of the biggest fights top to bottom on this card. Bryan Caraway making the walk for his H264 appearance. Few have been bigger than this one.
You know, there's times I've talked to Bryan Caraway throughout his career where I sense a little bit of doubt. Some doubt in his abilities, some doubts in maybe his upcoming matchup. When I spoke to him for this particular fight, none of that was there. I spoke to a very confident Bryan Caraway, a guy who believes his opponent just is not tough enough to beat him. He believes his boxing is good enough to get inside and be in Aljamain Sterling's face all night, and believes that Aljamain Sterling does not like getting hit. Because look, when me and my coaches watch this kid fight, he's afraid to get hit. He's afraid to fight. He does everything he can to make it a grappling match rather than a fight. He's confident and he's ready to go.
You know, Caraway may not get the credit he deserves, and he certainly feels that way, but this is one of the better grapplers really in any division in the UFC. Certainly has the submission wins to show for it. 6 UFC fights at 135 pounds. He's 4-2. 10-month layoff here. Wasn't necessarily due to an injury, just trying to get the fight and the matchup. Former wrestler at Central Washington University, and really believes that experience could play a role here tonight. 28 fights compared to this 12 for Aljo. Of course, he's also got all that one-on-one experience in wrestling and grappling, so you know, according to Las Vegas, this is the biggest underdog on the fight card, top to bottom tonight. Feels like a lot closer a fight to you and me.
I agree. This is a guy with a lot of skills. He's gritty, he's tough, he's a very good scrambler. I'd say he's pulling a lot of motivation. He had a nephew of his that nearly died in a bad accident while he was fighting for his life in the hospital, relearning how to walk, how to speak, how to write. His nephew, Daniel Davis, and he thought about him during his training camp, and that really motivated him to not just perform well and train hard, but to enjoy the entire experience. I think we're going to see a more comfortable Bryan Caraway in there.
All right, Bryan Caraway looking to make it 4 wins in his last 5 and vault into title contention by taking out the number 4 guy in the world, Aljamain Sterling. With Ray Longo and Matt Serra firmly in his corner, here is the Funkmaster, 26-year-old phenom Aljamain Sterling.
This kid prides himself on being a very smart fighter. When you speak to him, really, you're talking to an intelligent guy. A lot of the trash talk in the lead up to this was really to get inside Bryan Caraway's head. He wanted to make Bryan doubt himself. He wanted to get emotionally charged so he would make mistakes inside the octagon. When I spoke to Matt Serra, he said simply that Aljamain pulls things off in the gym that he's never seen in one of his pupils before. He said certain things he can scramble out of, the positions he wins are just incredible. And we've seen that. I mean, his submission of Takeya Mizugaki from the guard with an arm triangle, very hard thing to pull off at this level. It was fantastic. His nasty guillotine where he stepped over basically standing even though he was in the mount against Johnny Eduardo. Powerful, athletic, he's flexible, he's strong, and he's only continuing to add to his already very unique skill set.
2-time All-American wrestler for SUNY Cortland at 133 and 141 pounds, Division III, had a record of 87 and 27 as a collegiate wrestler, and started training in the mixed martial arts after seeing his teammate, a man by the name of John Jones, train. He saw some shows of The Ultimate Fighter, and certainly Aljo very happy he followed this course. Biggest fight of his career, now just moments away against fellow contender Bryan Caraway.
He's doing a lot more work too, sparring with small glove guys. Not hard sparring, but a lot of guys make mistakes of only sparring boxing, kickboxing with those big 16 ounces on. You can block just about anything with those gloves. He wants to get used to being in the pocket, being able to move his head so slightly to dodge punches and deflect them with small mixed martial arts gloves. Very smart move by a young man who's going to progress his career, especially in this bantamweight division, where all these fighters have very good hand speed.
Really has a great fight IQ. When you ask him what he needs to work on, there's no hesitation at all. And to your point, he talked a lot about working on the pocket and exchanges, not just offensively, but defensively, especially for a lot of these grapplers. You know, developing those striking skills can take some time. Aljo is on the fast track. We'll see how it goes tonight in this massive bantamweight featured prelim. Aljamain Sterling will be 27 in July. Bryan Caraway, 31 years old. Caraway is 1 inch taller. Both men weighed in at 135 and 1/2 pounds. Sterling has a 3-inch reach advantage. And now to get us started, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, holding a professional record, 20 wins, 8 losses. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, presenting the number 8 ranked bantamweight contender in the world, Brian Kid Lightning Caraway. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding an undefeated professional record, 12 wins, no losses. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 135 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Uniondale, New York, presenting the number 4 ranked bantamweight contender in the world, Aljamain Buckmaster Sterling. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Aljamain Sterling has also talked a lot about his teammates Chris Weidman and Al Iaquinta really helping to push him and instilling a work ethic in him that partially was there before, but watching those guys work and the way they work has really buoyed and motivated Aljamain Sterling, and immediately Sterling in the white trunks takes the center of the octagon. Caraway is in the black.
Caraway already employing a lot of fakes and feints. That's what you need if you want to get inside of a guy who fights as long as Sterling does. Sterling has good reach, but he also fights longer than that, using a lot of unorthodox kicks to keep at his distance.
Caraway really approached this training camp with a championship mentality. Able to land the left hand there behind the ear of Sterling.
And that is Caraway's best punch, his left hook. He sneaks it in from a lot of different angles, lots of different positions.
We talked so much about Caraway's grappling. His hands have improved quite a bit. Going to the body there with the right kick.
And he had to rely on his striking his last time. He fought Eddie Wineland, couldn't get him down and hold him down. He had to rely on his boxing and striking skills to beat a guy who's known for his striking in Eddie Wineland. For this fight, though, I think we're going to need to see more diversity in Brian Caraway's strikes. We're going to need to see more kicks, more combinations, not just a few accurate 1-2 and left hook combinations.
Early shot from Sterling.
Caraway wanted scrambles. He believes he beats guys in the scramble. That's what he wanted. Good defense so far. Sterling adjusting his head position. We may see him kick out with that left leg and try and raise Caraway's head high, or leg high so he finishes the takedown.
Caraway making some of those right hands count. And a couple big lefts from Sterling now.
Yeah, both guys just choosing to punch each other in the face in this position. That's always welcome.
They've been waiting months to punch each other in the face.
You see Caraway already working that left arm under the chin. Always searching for chokes. Good adjustment from Sterling, though. Abandons a single leg, now gets behind him. Pressure on the knee and takes it back. Well done.
Switched up there by Aljamain Sterling to get this fight to the ground and take the back of Caraway. Under 3 minutes to go in round 1.
And a lot of people want to watch these two grapple. These guys are excellent on the mat. And here's that patented body lock from Aljamain Sterling. So long, and he just trains the life out of guys with his body triangle.
You can get him down, it's ideal. If not, stay there.
6 career wins by submission for Aljo coming in, 4 of them by way of the rear naked choke. Cranking Caraway's neck here.
And that is painful, annoying, disrupts your breathing. Good escape there from Caraway. This is what Sterling wanted. He wanted to go down. This puts tremendous pressure on your abdomen. Excellent back control from Aljamain Sterling here.
So some early adversity here for the plus 255 underdog Brian Caraway.
And Caraway has yet to address the body triangle. He's got to put pressure on the body triangle, escape that first. He's got him in the right position. You want the body triangle, the foot that's behind the knee. You want that on the ground. Now he's starting to fight at that right foot. Every time, though, he addresses the body triangle, Sterling attacks the choke. Smart move by Sterling, who may be losing position here.
Caraway maybe trying to slide out the back, but Sterling maintaining control of that left arm.
And you can see Caraway's grabbing at the wrist because he wants to prevent Sterling from being able to adjust and go to an armbar here if Caraway starts to escape. Sterling can try and kick his left leg over the head of Caraway. Now he abandons it, and he's going to try and maintain the back position.
Human anaconda.
Oh, an excellent adjustment there by Aljamain Sterling, who looked to be losing position and regains it now.
Caraway being forced to expend a lot of energy defensively here. 4 minutes have gone by in round 1.
Yeah, a lot of energy while you're having trouble breathing to get the guy's legs wrapped around your waist. There's another nice adjustment for Caraway. We'll see if he can get Aljo high, get his hips up towards his shoulder blades and shake him off here. Look at some of the small things Aljamain Sterling does. He grabs the arms, now he can readjust his hips and keep the position. Basically a full Nelson position here from Sterling, who uses all the reach and all of his athletic gifts very well. This is awful. Tremendous pressure on the knee of Caraway. He's trying to just calm down the legs and breathing here. And this looks like some medieval torture.
See the back control time for Aljo, more than 2 minutes in this opening round. Final seconds here in round 1.
big opening statement for Aljamain Sterling.
So Caraway survives, but Aljo took control early in round one.
How you feel? Beautiful. It's a good round.
He doesn't want the stool. Okay.
Breathe.
Breathe. Okay, how you feel? Okay, first one.
Deep breath. Deep.
Listen to me. One round is ours. Okay?
All right, look.
Breathe.
He's going to be worried about the takedown, so let's use our fakes and work off him. Deep breaths. Come on. How we feeling?
We're good.
Close your eyes.
One round is ours.
Awesome. That's it, buddy.
Give me your eye.
Total control. All right, but now, Aljo, I want you to work off the fakes.
Here's where he took the back originally. That left leg behind the knee puts a lot of pressure, drags him down to the mat. And immediately, as soon as Aljamain Sterling takes you back, we've seen it time and time again. He goes right to that body triangle. So difficult to escape. Right there, he makes the adjustment and locks it in.
Saturday, June 4th, the UFCFightPass.com gets your night start of the feature bout of the Fight Pass Prelims. A matchup of oncoming welterweight Sean Strickland and Tom Breeze. The four-fight Fight Pass Prelim starters stream live and exclusively on UFC Fight Pass beginning 6:15 p.m. Eastern this Saturday.
Immediately, Caraway aggressive coming out in the second round. He knows he dropped that round. Oh, nice right hand there from Caraway to counter the kick.
Right, surprised they didn't really treat that high of Aljamain Sterling.
I mean, you're supposed to do that. I think when they came in to tell him to sit on the stool, guillotine attempt from Caraway. Aljo never likes to sit on the stool, and that's their bark. He doesn't want to use the stool, and I think the company just never got involved there.
So a little mouse under that left eye of Aljamain Sterling bears watching, but as he goes southpaw here, he has the early lead after a strong statement making round one.
Caraway landed one good right to that eye, and he's hunting for it again. The other thing I noticed in the corner of Aljamain Sterling, a lot of focus from those coaches on telling him everything's good, you're comfortable. Looked like a little bit of concern for Aljo about, hey, I don't want to get exhausted, I want to gas out. Beautiful leg kick there from Sterling.
Pretty good counter right hand there by Caraway.
Again, though, Caraway can't get in the habit of swinging one punch at a time. You want to beat a guy like Aljamain Sterling who can move well, he's long and quick. You've got to throw combinations. A lot of times, it's the third and fourth punch that catches him square.
Robert Wallace, Misha Tate in Caraway's corner.
Hands up. There we go. In there. Cut off. Cut off. Get ready for him to shoot when you press there. Let your hands go there, Brian. That's you.
You see Caraway is pulling some of his punches because he's worried about the shots from Aljamain Sterling. When you have that much success on the ground in round one, that will make your opponent very concerned about being on their back again, or having you on their back and getting taken down.
Clinch work here. Aljo breathing pretty heavily here.
No reason for him to keep you against the cage. Yeah, good.
And that's where the experience comes in. I mean, Brian Caraway's got a ton of fights. He's been around this game for a long time. Sterling 12-0, but he's
winning those
still young.
Keep taking him, Aljo. Stay a step ahead of him. Nice. Nice.
Couple strong knees get home for Sterling.
Looking good, Aljo. Nice.
Caraway slips out.
Yes, Aljo. Nice. Perfect, Aljo. Keep it up. Yes, spin back fist after that. Yes, Aljo. Nice.
Spinning back fist lands partially for Sterling.
Nothing there, Aljo. Nothing there.
You gotta make sure you lift up. Make sure you do that.
Good shot there by Caraway, but immediately defended. Nice adjustment, though. Laced his left leg behind and maybe able to get on top here. Excellent work there from Brian Caraway to finish that takedown.
90 seconds to go in round two.
And he's got to be concerned. Both butterfly hooks available to Aljamain Sterling. Now already scooting his hips there. Caraway's going to look for a choke, as he always does. Excellent job by Aljamain Sterling to control the wrist. And now it's Caraway looking to take his back.
So a strong answer by Brian Caraway here after a most dominant first round for Sterling.
Caraway's got to keep his chest on the back of the head of Aljamain Sterling. Don't let him get his hips back underneath him. Excellent adjustment there from Caraway. Beautiful transition. And this is what Caraway wanted. He wanted to make it gritty. He wanted to make it tough. He wanted to get a little ugly. He thought his biggest advantage in this fight was heart.
Half guard now for Brian Caraway. Comes in with 16 career wins by submission.
Huge momentum shift in this fight with 30 seconds left in the second round. Aljamain Sterling's got an underhook with that left leg. Now he's going to scoot his right hip to the fence, and he should be able to walk right up. But he may just be a little tired looking at the clock and say, you know what, I'm just going to ride this out.
And you wonder if some of the judges might consider a 10-8 for Sterling in round one. Bryan Caraway certainly getting the better of the second half of round two here.
He needs to finish with an exclamation point, though. Really send Aljo back to his corner, doubt himself. What a turnaround.
Caraway clearly in outstanding shape coming into this one.
That's the first round, and now we'll run that. Breathing deep. How you doing, buddy? We're good. Hey, look over there. Dude, let's get him. You gotta go out and get him. Here's the biggest thing. Let your hands go. You're crowding him. Punch a little bit low and give me some uppercuts. We'll get those plus minuses and go to that chest. He's gonna want to shoot on you now. He's gonna be desperate to get on top. He knows he's not winning the striking. He knows he's gotten out wrestled now. Drive him back up to that fence, and you wrestle first. You're gonna win this. 5 minutes out of you, buddy.
Aljo, this thing's got nothing for you. All right, you got 5 minutes, Aljo. I want to see it. We got a lot of tools, man.
5 minutes, it changes your life.
Let's go. Aljo, moving ahead, Aljo.
So they did work on that eye of Aljamain Sterling, and Robert Follis has just added such stability to that entire Extreme Couture camp, and the Caraway corner, just a great maximization really by both corners of those 60 seconds between rounds. Crowd fired up, so are we. Third and final round of our featured prelim here. Aljamain Sterling in the white trunks, Bryan Caraway's in the black.
Just a lot of confidence in the corner of Bryan Caraway. Follis telling him to take a look over at Aljo. Believe they've got him broken. You can hear Matt Sayers screaming at Sterling, all about attitude. A nice time left hook from Bryan Caraway.
Inside leg kick is there for Sterling. Caraway unofficially landing 67% of his total strikes.
You brought it up a little earlier. If this fight goes to decision, that a potential 10-8 round in that first round could make these scorecards very interesting.
Right hand lands plus for Sterling. He has landed 55% of his significant strikes thus far.
Well, and he's frustrating Caraway now. Caraway wants him to fight, wants him to stand in front of him. Aljo's being smart. Use your athleticism, use your reach, use your footwork. But I'd like to see Aljo put some combos together. Nice front kick to the body, but it allowed Caraway to come in on that single, and he gets him down.
Second takedown of the fight for Bryan Caraway.
Get right there.
And I'm surprised. Aljamain Sterling's got to pressure the back of Caraway's head, escape a leg, and he has to get back up. He cannot allow Caraway to establish top position here.
Caraway 2 for 4 on his takedown attempts thus far. 3.5 minutes to go to decide this one. The winner figures prominently in the bantamweight title conversation. That top 10 at 135 pounds has never been deeper. Number 8 versus number 4 here.
Caraway's got to extend his hips and try and break that grip. Aljamain Sterling, he won't be able to finish this takedown as long as Aljo has that grip. Aljo's going to look to switch and take the back here. Nicely done. We talk about how athletic this kid, he's flexible, he's long.
Come on.
Sterling didn't like that warning from Jason Herzog.
And you can see Caraway's fingers were in there. A huge stand-up for Aljamain Sterling. He's got it now. He's got to separate this clinch. Because even though Caraway didn't get the takedown, he's still the one pushing the action and dictating when this fight takes place. Finishes that single leg, and it looks like he's going to solidify top position. Surprised to see Sterling abandon butterfly guard there and put his feet on the hips. I thought maybe he would look for a sweep there from butterfly, and now he's going to settle for half guard.
Just over 2 minutes to go. Caraway would appear to be the fresher fighter. Big deep breaths from Sterling here.
And that triangle lock on Caraway's head and arm won't finish him, but it's going to be enough to at least delay his ground upon. Caraway's out. Really hard to hold that when you're this sweaty in the third round. But Aljamain Sterling's at a minute 45. If he wants to win this fight, he's got to fight that right underhook, and he's got to get up.
So largely a tale of 2 fights here after that first round. Caraway has taken control. You see in terms of the ground control time now outdoing Caraway, at least in terms of total time.
You know, just all that experience being in tough fights. Having been there before where you got to dig deep and you know I'm not going back to that locker room with anything left in my gas tank. I want to know I laid it all out there to win this fight. Just a nice work here from Caraway. He's going to get the second hook in. Now he's got control of the back. You can see he's covering the mouth of Aljamain Sterling right now to disrupt the breathing.
Just as we expected, a lot of really entertaining transitions and exchanges between these two bantamweight contenders.
And just incredible when you see the first round as dominant as it was, and now the fight's being finished. It's the other guy with the body triangle, the other guy on his back. Sometimes in this sport, athleticism, strength, speed, all those things go away once you get to the second half of the fight. It's just that tiring.
Caraway continues to control Sterling here and pound away.
And something Sterling should have tried a minute ago if he wanted to escape that position. Going to run out of time here.
So the final horn sounds. Brian Caraway and Aljamain Sterling go the distance. Caraway raises his hand. Sterling tosses his mouthpiece aside in disgust.
Here's the first round. Aljamain Sterling gets him down, drags him, takes the back. Would make a beautiful transition and dominate that round. Second round, Caraway shot. He was defended initially, made some adjustments, then just wanted it more here. Despite the butterfly. Now here's the third round, and you can just see Caraway grinding for it, just wanting it, not accepting a bad position. Would get on top in half guard, then eventually take the back of Aljamain Sterling. Outstanding fight, beautiful transitions on the ground.
And you heard Robert Wallace and Misha Tate talk so much about the conditioning and the motivation, but the cardio of Brian Caraway, I think, was a huge factor down the stretch.
Especially coming out of a round where you got dominated in round one. That is very difficult to do, to keep your focus, keep your motivation. Say, you know what, I'm going to adjust. I'm still going to win this fight.
Well, perhaps a 10-8 for Sterling in round one. Looked like it was Caraway in rounds 2 and 3. Significant strike. Sterling outlanded Caraway 40-12 unofficially. We'll see how the judges saw it. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Tony Weeks scores the contest 29-28, Caraway. Adelaide Bird scores it 29-28, Sterling. And Dave Hagen scores it 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Brian Kid Lightning Caraway.
A lot of mutual respect there. Brian Caraway, you have done it. Biggest win of your career, arguably. You take out the previously undefeated number 4 guy in the world. Congratulations, man. You earned it.
Yeah. What's up, Las Vegas? I'd just like to thank, first of all, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. Thank you. Without him, nothing of this would be possible. Also, my beautiful, amazing girlfriend, Misha Tate, head coach Robert Paulus, Eric Nixon, everybody at Extreme Couture. You know, I'm not the same person I used to be. You know, first of all, I want to dedicate this fight to my little nephew, Daniel Davis, who is, you know, fighting for his life right now in the ICU. He got hit by a log in a logging accident. And so this was to him. This was my fight in here, digging back, coming back, because I was thinking about him. You know, I want to say, you know, I've been working with Mark Savard. He's my mental coach and hypnotist. He's absolutely amazing. I'm a different fighter than I used to be. You know, this is a warning to the bantamweight division. I'm coming for that belt. And I'm on the underdog every single fight. I keep winning. So all you haters can keep doubting me, but eventually you're gonna have to deal with me and recognize my talent.
We recognize now. Go enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen. How about it, Kid Lightning, Brian Caraway.
Happy birthday, TJ.
Nearly 30 fights under his belt, but that definitely the best win of his career. The constant underdog comes from behind, massive win from Brian Caraway, and I have to agree with him. He's not the same guy. When I spoke to this fight, not the same guy that I saw before.
All right, a look at what is now streaming on Fight Pass. Where Are They Now? A new Fight Pass original series. And tomorrow, new episode of 2020 Bisping versus Silva. You don't want to miss that. And then 6 days from now on Saturday, the UFC 199 Fight Pass.